I'm going to bring you a pretty simple derivation problem. It's pretty simple, but it's pretty cool to look at before we go on to actually finding the second derivative. But that will be in the next video. It will be just with the other videos linked below the like button in the playlist. So we have this x cubed plus 1 raised to 2. So we can go ahead and start explaining this.
We're going to look at it as an onion. For example, we're just going to look at this as a whole and then go into the smaller portion.
The actual rule, or the actual name of this onion technique, is called the chain rule. So it's important to know the chain rule, but you can think of it as an onion because we're just looking at the outer layer, inner layer, and if we had more, we would keep going.
It's like Shrek when he's like, ogres are like onions. You gotta peel back the different layers.
Exactly.
And Shrek's like, donkey. Okay, anyways. Here we have our exponent. Exponent's gonna come to the front and it's gonna become a constant for some time. And so now we have 2x to the third plus 1. And in this situation, first we keep this first part and then we find the derivative of n, which is 3x to the second. Because anything that is a whole number becomes 0, and the 3 comes in front, 3x, and then 3 minus 1 is 2. So we have 3x to the second power.
Right. Whenever we derive anything, if we have a constant being added or subtracted, it's going to become a 0. So this is really 3x squared plus 0, but we don't need to include the 0.
Now we're going to combine like terms and turn that into 3x to the fifth plus 3x to the second, and we still keep our 2 as a constant. Now that we have this whole equation, we now multiply the 2 into the whole equation, which we get 6x to the fifth plus 6x to the second.
Right. So we're not combining like terms. We're more actually just factoring this in. Really close, but this 3x squared is going to be factored into this 1, and then to factor into this x cubed. So we're just multiplying these two together. And that's the same thing that's happening with this 2. It's just coming in here. Now we have this answer, but if you want to simplify it, you want to take the 6 and the x squared, factor it out, and we're going to get an x cubed plus 1. And so that is how to do this pretty simple derivation problem.